Hey guys, I'm checking out Novella Origin. This is a Kontakt library by Westwood Instruments. Now, it can run on the free Kontakt player, so this is a big plus. And let me show you something. When you're installing this, you will see that you have different categories or different NKIs instruments. So let's see what's included and what it is all about. I'm going to try and give you as much information as I can, and also, of course, sound demos. So as you can see, we have 10 different instruments included, and we have the Willow ensemble, which we're going to check in a second. And then we have violins, violas, cellos, double bass. We have chord, we have electric guitar, piano, synth, and drums. So there's a lot to cover here, and I've already done like a live stream, so you can check it out as well, but I'm going to try and give you more information here right now. All right, so let's break it down. Let's see how the user interface is really arranged here. So that will help us further with the other instruments. So first of all, on the top, we have the different articulations, and we have key switches, which you can see on the bottom here in the keyboard. You can see in red. And as I select these articulations, they will just move from one to another. You can use the keyboard, you can use the mouse, or you can actually program this in your MIDI. So here we have the ensemble chords, but here we also have color-coded key ranges. And as you can see, the yellow ones are the different keys. Then we have the position 1, 2, and 3 for different registers. And right below that, we have the mics. Now, if we look closer, we'll see that only one is currently being used. That's the mix, but I can also add room, and that will load more samples. So this is not a small library. You need to get some hard drive here, and I suggest you'll take an SSD. So when you do this, when you add more microphones, you probably want to mix them together so not to overwhelm the sound. And we also have this reverb right here, and it is set to studio, but you can select anything else. Like we have something interesting here, Eclipse. Let's try that one. And of course, we can change the keys. And I'm changing this back to a whole. And now on the left side, we have some more controls. We have the expression, and here in my keyboard, I have the control MK3. It has a sort of a touch slider, so I can use this for the expression. And then we have dynamics with the mod wheel right here. And this is really great. And then we have some buttons on the left side here. We have home. This is the home page. Then we have the effects. We have some settings and information about this library. So what else? Let's explore some of the other articulations and sounds that we can find in this library, in this instrument, and then move on to the next one. So this is quiet, and what we can do is we can add a little bit more sound and more body to this with more microphones, and maybe get more of the reverb. right? And then we have some other articulations like this one. Let's see. Very delicate. And so, of course, let's move to the next instrument, because otherwise this is going to be a very long review. If you still have any questions, you're not sure about anything, let me know in the comments. Okay, so we have the violins, and this is very different from the previous library. Here you can see that we have a lot more articulations, and we actually have 2 pages. So this is page 1. You can see legato, we have vivid legato, improv, and so on. But we also have this next page. And so there's a lot to explore. I'm going to try some of these articulations. And again, the other controls are pretty similar, so I'm not going to repeat that. Let's go and just have a quick listen. And let's add some more reverb effects here. So I'm going to find one that is interesting, like the horizon, and let's have a listen. And so there's a lot of information in the user guide about these articulations and how they were recorded. I'm not going into the details right now, but you can definitely hear different players sort of improvising into this. So it adds sort of a flavor to the sound, not anything that you will find in a classic violin library. And so I'm going to try some more. Now let's have a quick look at the violas. And again, we have 2 pages of the articulations. We have this page, page number 1, and then number 2. So lots to explore. Let's try the first one, the legato, and I'm going to just have a quick listen to this on the default with the mixed microphone right here, but then maybe we'll add some more. And let's compare that to the vivid legato. And I'm going to add the close microphone right here. It's going to load more samples. And let's try the improv. Now let's have a quick look at the cellos, and here you can again find 2 pages of the articulations. We have legato, vivi legato, improv, molt, we have arco. Let's try and start with the legato and move from there. I'll try a couple of those and let's see how they sound. So this is everything is down the keyboard, and I'll just jump down an octave here. And let's try the arco random. Right, so going even further down into the basses. So let's have a quick listen to some of the articulations, see how the basses sound. And let's try the spiccato. So one of the best libraries that included here is the chords and the singing voices, and I really love this one. Let's have a quick listen to some of the articulations or some of the options here. And as you can see, we have different controls here. So first of all, again, on the top, we have the different articulations and they are key switchable. But below here, we have the expression, right? We have the expression and we have the dynamics, but we also have the vowels. So let me show you how that works. Let's try the next one. Now let's try this with the Eclipse reverb. Now I'm going to dial it back so it's not overwhelming, and let's have a quick listen to this improv. Next, let's try the chatters. And I'm going into the effects right now, and let's see what we've got here. So first of all, on the top, we have a trans-pitching with semitones. Then we have the EQ, which we can use to just dial some of the settings here, low, mid, and high. We have delay, which we can turn on, and we have the usual controls like the rate, we have feedback, high cut, and so on. We have other controls as well. Width, this will be the stereo widening option right here, going from mono to just spreading all over, and we can even swap the channels. So this is the idea behind the effects. Now for the delay, by the way, we have different types. So this is digital, we have analog, tape, vintage, and haze. Let's try the haze. And I'm going to change the reverb into horizon, which I really love. And we'll go back to the main page right here and try some more. But not only we have the classic instruments, we also have guitar. So let's have a quick listen to that. And again, on the top, we have the different articulations. We have sustain, muted toms, and so on. So we can just go through those in a moment. Everything else is pretty much the same. Let's have a listen. Some very interesting ideas here. So this is really creative. And again, it's really up to you using the different microphones, using the different effects and the different options that we have here. So this is really great. Love this library so far. Let's move to the next one. So here we have a felt, or I don't know, very gentle piano, upright piano. And we have three different options here. We have the piano. Right, and then we have pedal down and we have dust. So in addition to all the classic instruments and piano, of course, we also have a synth to complement whatever you need to have everything in one place. So let's try some of the sounds. And again, on the top, you can find the pages for the different articulations. And let's start with the first one. Just have a quick listen and then move and check some of the others. And we have some other controls in this one, and we have the velocity LFO, we have pitch LFO, and a filter right here, so you can turn them on and play with that. Let's move to the last instrument, the drums. Okay, so here we have three options. We have the bamboo broomsticks, then we have the felt bitters, and then we have the cymbal swells. So it's like three different instruments in one. And again, we have color-coded keyboard right here, and we can try some of those. All right, so acoustic drums, we have the different instruments right here. We have the kicks, we have the snare, we have some hats, and so on. Now, if we'll go to the felt bitters, that's going to be different set of keys right here. And finally, we have the cymbal swells. And that is it. So this is the Novella Origin library by Westwood Instruments. Really hope you enjoy this one. If you think that this is cool, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next videos. Thanks and bye-bye.